Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 147 today and we are back with two big games in a row actually this time. We're changing our plan very slightly. We were going to show Rijeka followed by Cardiff Met Uni, but even though Cardiff Met Uni are the strongest they've been for a long time, or probably in the whole save, they're still not close enough to compete for the title. So when the Hearts game got moved due to the international break to 4 days before Rijeka, I felt like I had to show it because Hearts one of the best sides in the competition and one of those that could threaten us with a full strength side. So if you're looking forward to seeing how that goes, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. A bit of news behind the scenes as well in terms of squad improvements and more in terms of progression in the long term as well. So if you want to stay up to date and see how that works out, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We've got our experiment continuing on Sunday at midday and then episodes from this one Monday to Friday at 3:30. There's also links in the eye above to a few of the other playlists. So thank you for your incredible support as always. It looks like TNS are finally on the recovery. 10-point gap to the bottom half and back in touching distance of Barlett and Colwyn Bay. That's my dream top four. TNS getting in the top four, maybe overtaking one of the other two. Although, if TNS have to qualify and the other two are already guaranteed group stage football near enough, that could end up being a blessing in disguise. But I don't know if I trust TNS entirely yet to get through two qualifiers in the league path. Let's have a look at our schedule though quickly because we've only played a couple of games off camera. You were with me for that utterly ridiculous win yesterday against Manchester City. I'm not quite sure how we did it. We FM'd them, let's be honest. But we were still very solid and we created fair chances. If we have a look at the two games since, a 4-1 win away at Airbus UK. They gave us a little scare in the first half an hour, but Broadbent, Whittaker, Whelan again and Kresimir Loza making sure it was a comfortable victory. Before a 6-0 win at home to Newtown, middle of the international break, a few players away. We were still able to name largely our first 11. Centre half was a bit of a problem. McWilliams and McKenzie had to play there. But the former, McWilliams got a goal, Jones got 2, Goulding got 2 and Walters got 1. And Gwyn Morgan unfortunately picked up a knock, but he is fit and back on the bench for this one. So Hearts going to be a big game. Rijeka now not quite as important because of that Manchester City result. But the more coefficient points we can rack up, the better. And if TNS can get results in their last two games, or at least enough to get through to the Europa Conference after Christmas, fingers crossed, we'll start to see a trend and a pattern developing in Welsh football. Let's go and crack on though with our game against Hearts. And there are a few things that I want to show you off the pitch in terms of the lineup. So what we've basically done here at the end of the international break is gone for anyone that's got a light match load who would be in our first team. And then aside from that, we've built around with backups or youngsters. I've tried to keep it as experienced as possible for today. So if we go and have a look at the lineup, that basically means looking at the reserves, that Bulkley's getting rested, Kelly's getting rested. We're going to leave Jones on the bench because he's medium match load. Reyes is out with a small knock, and that's about it. So we're 4 players down, essentially. So that means the likes of McKenzie get a game, as does Alex Pena, and Gethin Davis up in the number 10 role as well. Nothing dramatic, we're still looking pretty strong at the moment. The thing I want to show you on this front though, and actually if I go back to the squad screen it might be a little bit better, is that we've been able to sort out some contractual bits. So, Kai McDonald, extended again, is staying till the end of next season. That will suit Nenov's development pretty well, and probably the sale of Stefan Matai too. Allow Gwyn Morgan to become the backup left back. In terms of contract extensions, we've got Kane Walters a further 3 years. He's up to 2040 now. Kresimir Loza another 2, just to enhance his value if someone does come in for him next summer. And then we've also done the same for Henry McWilliams for much the same wage, and Colton Broadbent as well. So we're starting to look a bit of a better side with longer term contracts in. We've adjusted a few of the sort of playing time agreements just to try and match what we can actually offer. And at the moment we look pretty good. So let's go and crack on with the first game today. You've seen it's pretty much our first 11, just 3 or 4 changes. Samankas in goal, McDonald and Bektas the fullbacks with McKenzie alongside Whittaker at centre half. Lloyd, Hunt, Pena and Gethin Davis the midfield diamond. Davis now 3-star ability, continuing to improve. He's looking really good. He's on the cusp of the Wales squad as well. And then up front we've got Lloyd Goulding and Kane Walters. 45 goals between them now. And then in double figures on the bench, Broadbent and Tom Jones if needed. We're in pretty good shape, I would say. The only thing that's really wrong at the moment is Kyo Bulkley still hasn't ended his unhappiness. and that's because Liverpool still want him, amongst a whole host of other clubs too. So let's go and get into this one. Should be a pretty comfortable victory. But Hearts, if anyone's going to cause us a threat in this trophy, they're probably one of the clubs that can. We get Livingston if we win it, another one of the big boys in the Scottish Championship. So let's see how we get on today before the big match in Croatia in midweek. No familiar names left in this Hearts team. We are in our 16th season in fairness, but a very good side regardless. I'll show you a couple of them just to give you an idea. We go and have a look at our tactics and the opposition. The skipper, Douglas Budge, you can see is probably our backup standard. About 2.5 star he'd be in our team. They're playing 3 up front. The key man is Mark Anderson through the middle. Proper target man at 18 and a real youngster for the future. Got plenty of talent. Josh Wright off the left-hand side. Solid midfielder, earning 10 grand a week. He's good at that level. And Callum Hall, bit of a different player. He's a Welsh under-21 international and electric quick. So it is a very good side that Hearts have got. You can see that. There's a couple of little holes at fullback and in holding midfield. But they've rested a few as well. We've had to do the same. Now let's see who comes out on top. In theory, it should be a Bangor City victory. Well, 15 minutes on the clock and Hearts are the team with the corner. It's an out-swinging delivery. It's disallowed as Gill heads in. I'm not sure what for. Was it a push? It looks like it. I think we've got away with one there because that looked very soft. Great delivery though. And we have had a few vulnerabilities from set pieces this year. I can't say I'm entirely thrilled with our performance. And we've yet to muster a shot in over a quarter of the game. As Hall puts another ball into the box. Whittaker heads clear. And this is where we're really threatening on the counter. Lloyd Golding nicks it. He makes it a 3-on-2. Got a man at the back post if he wants to lay it across. And he probably should to Gethin Davis. Because his shot was saved easily as it's back into Lloyd from Davis. Wright brings it away. End-to-end stuff here on the counter. Wright charges down the left, chips it forward. Anderson gets himself in, but Ahmet Bektas sweeps around, gets there first, and gives it back to Samankas in goal. Hearts dominating the game early doors though. We have come back into it. With half an hour gone, nothing between the sides. And actually I'm going to drop to a balanced mentality, try and invite them on a bit. As McKenzie clears the ball away in his own box again. But look at us, we're camped in a bit here. This Hearts side is very good. We did know that as Wright gets in. Whittaker fell on his backside, didn't really attempt to challenge. And we've got another corner kick to defend. We can't be worse than this in the second half, surely. Hall puts the ball in again. Good delivery a lot of today. Whittaker heads that one clear as far as Hunter. We end the highlight by forcing them back up the pitch. But this has been even Stevens. No side really deserves the victory. But Hearts have probably had the better chances. As Budge plays wide to Robertson. Ball into the back post. Wright heads over. I'm getting very concerned. We have had games like this before where we've been able to turn on the style. But these lads are going to need a kick up the backside because that was not good enough. Second half, 0-0. We need a response. We got a corner kick 10 minutes into the second half. Harvey Lloyd takes it from the right but doesn't beat the first man. But the early signs are promising in his second period. We look a little bit better. It's down the right again. Lose out in possession for the umpteenth time. And McDonald brings it away to Pena. Through ball to Golding. That's sublime. But Golding shot just wide. He was offside anyway. But Pena there just sliced open the defence. It's stunning football really. Just past the hour mark. I've got to make changes. We've not looked a threat all game here. I'm going to take off Gethin Davis for Tom Jones. I'm going to take off both of the front two as well. They've been poor. On come Loza and Broadbent. And that's the beauty of having 4 good strikers and plenty of good number 10s. Hopefully, these 3 can make the difference. As we've got a goal kick with a quarter of the game to go. Samankas plays short to Whittaker. Chance to play out to McDonald, who's really been pushed back a little bit today. I wonder if we want to try and go positive again, now that Hearts will be tiring. As Jones comes out across halfway. Loza's got McDonald on the overlap, instead goes back to Hunt. He finds Pena, up to Broadbent. He goes back to Harvey Lloyd, can play wide, goes to Hunt instead. Jones finds McDonald on the overlap. There's 3 in the middle. One of them's Kresimir Loza. His shot's blocked, but it falls for Tom Jones. And it's been a long time coming, and it's not really been deserved to the last 10 or 15 minutes. But Tom Jones off the bench, the first youth intake superstar. And a few years later, he's saving our bacon still. We got to be pleased with that. As Bektas throws into Pena. Gives it away with a really poor pass. Chipped up to Anderson, the centre forward. He goes left, but McDonald intercepts. Brilliant work from the right back. Up to Tom Jones, who's causing chaos again. Into Broadbent, who backheels in. Tom Jones has made a massive difference here. Jones has scored. Loza's got an assist. Jones assists the second for Broadbent. That front three have come on. And that strength in depth. The other three are better, it just wasn't their day. And these three have come on and saved the day. 2-0 Bangor City, a comprehensive win. But my word, we've had a scare in this one in the first half. We probably didn't deserve to be level at the break. As Castro plays left to Stewart, they're still hoping for a grandstand finish here. We're about to go into 5 minutes of stoppage time as Pena clears downfield. Loza wins it. Up to Broadbent. Can he get anything on it? He does. He beats the defender and he nearly beats the keeper. Tries to dink him. The keeper had gone down. Just got his top hand to it. It's a brilliant stop in the end. And Bektas has a throw on the left to Pena. Back out to the fullback again. There's 3 or 4 in the box, but he goes back to Harvey Lloyd. And Bektas is still there waiting for it. Can someone find the cross? Hunt up to Jones. Turns and finds Bektas. He's changed the game here, but he gives that one away. Concedes possession, but Lloyd gets it back. Finds McDonald just inside the box, right-hand side. 4 in the middle. Hunt's one of them. Cuts it back to him. Hunt forced wide. Crosses in. Carpenter heads clear. This is brilliant from Bangor City. What a reaction from the 3 subs. Pena gives the ball away again. Slight concern from him. And now Anderson can counter to Jackson. Been a long highlight. Normally ends in something. But it's a Bektas clearance. Through to Broadbent. 1-on-1. Chips the keeper. And beats the outside far post as well. 2-0. It's going to be a comfortable win. But for an hour or so, it didn't look like that was going to be the case. A brilliant reaction in the second half. And 3 super subs very much to the rescue. Back in a moment for Rijeka. We're going to need to be a lot better in that one. Hopefully, another point to the coefficient. Through the fitness tests we go. We've got Reyes, McDonald and Morgan all recovering. City have beaten PSG. So even though it was all but over anyway, that has confirmed that we won't be getting through to the Champions League knockout round. Because we aren't beating PSG as well. So this game against Rijeka, a point guarantees us a great position. Guarantees us European football after Christmas. However, a win is brilliant for the coefficient. Because 3 wins and 9 points, a fabulous outcome. So let's go and have a look at a team that's recommended compared to what we named on Saturday. And we'll be back in a moment to run through the 11 that should secure Champions League success. Well, full experience tonight. I'm afraid the kids, the likes of Jennings and particularly Whelan, are just going to have to sit this one out. It is a big night though for one of the youngsters. Dimitar Nenov is starting. Morgan's not quite fit after injury. McDonald is out with a knock. Dimitar Nenov is the right back for this game. We're back to our full complement of centre-half. Kelly coming in alongside Whittaker for Mackenzie. In midfield, Ruben Reyes back from his knock. Pena drops down to the bench. And Bulkley, of course, back in at number 10. His performances haven't been affected, it's got to be said really, by the fact that he's been unhappy. He's still done a good job, he's still been professional. So Gethin Davis is on the bench for this one. Tom Jones available if we need him, as is Broadbent. Loza drops out of the squad though due to poor form. So let's see how we get on. It's a massive game away in Croatia. And a win gives us the best possible outcome from a very difficult group. Well, with the 4 changes made from the last game, on paper, this is just about the easiest Champions League group game we can get. There's a Sluga on the bench. That's interesting, given what's happened at Luton. But let's go and have a look at who the stars are in this team. Because I don't think there were many real players at all. However, the standard of them, as you can see here, are still pretty good. And they've matched us up with a diamond too. So we're going to try and control the game early on. We'll drop back if we need to. But at the moment, I think we've got to be favourites for this. It's just whether we can get on top and get in possession. If we get the early goal, this should be a very good night at the office. Well, we haven't in terms of the stats, but we have got a highlight now. 12 minutes in. Walters playing a 1-2 with Bektas in the left-back area. Hunt gets the cross into the box. Bulkley back to Nenov. Reyes from the edge. Tries to curl it rather than go for power. It's just wide of the near post. The keeper was probably beaten though. Rijeka got quite a wide pitch, so that makes it difficult for us. As Hunt puts the cross in, Rivic heads away as far as Reyes. It's a big hoof downfield. But although they've got 2 up front, they've dropped one of them a bit deeper, which does help us out. As Nenov crosses just in front of Goulding. Could have been a dream moment for the youngster, but it's all the way through to the keeper. Long goal kick forward. Flicked onto Ban. Through ball to Pamic. This could be trouble. This is trouble. It's 1-0 Rijeka. We're going to have to drop to balanced, I think, because that was just too easy. Kelly beaten in the air, but the performance overall has been awful. We're going to demand more. We're going to drop to balanced. We're yet to have a shot on target, and at the moment, this is turning into a nightmare as Bektas gets the ball in from a throw-in. Headed away too easily by Andrasic. Lloyd picks it up though for Bektas again. Into Harvey Lloyd. It's got 2 over on the right. Reyes is one of them. Nenov's overlapping, but comes a little bit too narrow there. Reyes gets it on the edge, back to him. Can Nenov get the crossing? He can't. It's back to Bektas in the left-back area. He charges down the line, goes back to Hunt. Well, someone crossed the ball. There's 4 in the middle. Someone's got to put it in. Hunt goes backwards again to Lloyd. It's out to Bektas. This is the chance. In towards Walters. Brilliant ball in. Between defender and keeper. Walters gets there first. And we're level on the night. We didn't deserve it. But Kane Walters to the rescue yet again. Well, at half-time, given the performance, I'm actually pretty glad that we're level. With the only shot on target we've scored. But we've got to be honest, there's a bit of a concern here. Because it was the same in the Hearts match. The first half we were awful. We just can't get going at the minute. Nenov's got the ball on the right. We need to come to the party again soon. Or the likes of Bulkley, Hunt, Goulding, going to have to be replaced again. And we're relying on super subs for the second time in the episode. As Bektas gets it on the left. This is an opportunity. Well, someone crossed the ball. We've stopped doing it for some reason this episode. We always get the ball in early. Here, just not happening. Bektas back to Hunt again. Got across this time the left back. 4 in the middle. Goes back to Hunt again. Someone put the ball in the box. Bektas does. Gives it to Reyes. Just over the bar. But a great chance created. All from just crossing the ball. I'm not sure why it's not happening. In other news, Rafe Rovers ahead in France. It's Pringle who scored at Marseille. That puts them up to second in the group. And we've got back into the ascendancy in this game. But we've not managed to get the lead. So we're going to go to a positive mentality. And we're going to make a couple of subs. Harvey Lloyd a bit tired. Henry McWilliams on for him. Bulkley, I'm not going to take off just yet. Goulding will be replaced by Broadbent. Let's see what those two do. And we'll make another one in a minute if we have to. Bulkley not looking good, not looking happy. I'm going to bring on Tom Jones. He's been brilliant off the bench a few times this year. Let's see if he can do it again. We're going to encourage the lads. We're going to push them forward. We're going to hope for a reaction. This is a Rijeka goal kick. Long ball forward. Intercepted by Bektas at left back. Probably been the best player on the pitch for us by a long way. And he's charging forward again. Through ball to Kane Walters. Oh, he almost does it again. Walters' shot's blocked and it's cleared behind for a corner. Inadvertently, I must say, by the defender. And it's a corner kick which Reyes will take. In-swinging delivery. Men piling into the box. Oh, in towards the 6-yard box. McWilliams misses out. But he's indicating he was pushed and the referee's going to VAR. This could be our saving grace. The penalty has been given. Who's going to take it? Ruben Reyes is the best. Broadbent, though, has scored 4 out of 5 this year. He's a striker in form. Let's give him the go. Carlton Broadbent, debut season. Could give us a win away in Croatia in a Champions League. And he puts the penalty right into the top corner. Don't worry about the attribute. You cannot beat a striker in form. Rijeka 1, Bangor City 2. And we've nicked it at the death. 5 minutes to cling on for an important result. And we've done it, I think. No. 3 minutes of stoppage time up. But what a free kick that is. Heartbreak for Bangor City. Josipovic has scored a free kick from about 40 yards. The 3 minutes are up. I don't know why we're still playing. But if there's ever a goal to get you a point, that's the one. I mean, he's a very good player. And he's got a good free kick taking attribute. So I can understand. Rijeka, a good side. It's a good result. But still, it's disappointing to lose half a coefficient point. Because this year, I feel the responsibility's on us more than any other. Now we need TNS to save us. The last 2 group games of their Europa League campaign are crucial. They have to get results. And they have to get through to the Europa Conference knockout round. At the very least. With that disappointment at the end though, let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we'll next be back. I think, to be honest, we're going to leave it a long while now. We'll do what we did last year. Maybe just come back for either the League Cup final, a little bit of January transfer window updates, because there should be some big deals. The reason I say that, if we go and have a look at the transfer rumours, I'm not sure if it's still here, or if maybe it's even happened. But there was a link with Colwyn Bay, who were having a look at Joe Duffy, our former striker. He's now 31 years of age and been released in England. But look how good he still is. If Colwyn Bay can sign a player like that, Welsh football might well be on the map. He's still wanted by them. And that's what, the 5th, 6th best club in the country? If they can sign people like Joe Duffy, then the professional law's going to make a difference. Barrytown United are trying to go big. There's some very good players available that they're looking at. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful January's going to be a big one for Welsh football. The transfer window will be involved in the next episode. In terms of the coefficient, it still looks a little bit bleak at the minute. I've got to be completely honest with you. We need TNS to save us here, to get us a few points. Because we've lost ourselves a quarter of one for the nation there, near enough. And TNS have got their 2 easiest games on paper coming up. Touch wood and fingers crossed they get through. And after Christmas, we can have a close look at their results again. But thank you very much for watching this one. We will be back in a couple of months' time for the January transfer window. Hopefully a cup final as well. What a way that would be to start the week in Monday's episode. If you're looking forward to it and you did enjoy this one, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for regular content, including new episodes every weekday from this series at 3:30. We'll also continue our new Welsh experiment on Sunday at midday. There's links to the playlist in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel too. Please do follow us over there for regular live streams, including one this evening if I've got my days right. A big one in the Scottish Championship between Raith Rovers, ironically, and Dunfermline. But a massive thank you for watching, for continuing to support the channel as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you on Monday for a big January transfer window for Welsh football. And hopefully some good news on the TNS front as well.